Can you feel that tension in the air, Dolphins fans? Something's about to blow up in Miami, and it's not just on the field. The news that dropped today hit the hard rock like a hurricane pain. Comeback stories, locker room drama, and even whispers of goodbyes no one wants to face. But hold up, take a breath, because what you're about to hear might just change how you see this whole season. So tell me, are we still dreaming? Or is it time for a full-on rebuild? You won't believe what's going down today. Hit that like button, and let's dive right in. And hey, make sure you subscribe so we can hit that 1K mark and show the league what real Miami pride looks like. You know that split second when your heart just stops? That's exactly what happened when Tyreek Hill went down against the Jets, grabbing his left knee. The whole vibe in the stadium flipped. That energy that makes Hard Rock roar turned to dead silence. Everyone knew it was bad. A few minutes later came the word, multiple ligament tears, including the ACL. Devastating. Not just because of Hill's talent, but because he's the spark that ignites this team. Without him, Miami lost speed, swagger, and worst of all, identity. Now sitting at 1-6, it feels like a ship trying to find direction in the middle of a storm. But here's what most people missed. Hill never really left the building. Even from the sidelines, he's been the shield. On Taron Armstead's Show the Set, Tyreek stood up for his quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa. And man, he didn't hold back. He called Tua a leader, a brother, someone who truly loves the city and wants to win here. That kind of loyalty, in a moment when everything feels like it's crumbling, says everything. Hill's body might be sidelined, but his heart is still beating strong for this team. There's a deeper story here, though. Remember back in February when Hill publicly apologized to Tua for stepping away during the end of 2024? That felt like the end of their partnership. But it wasn't. They rebuilt that connection. Started 2025 together with fresh energy till that brutal injury hit. Now, with Tyreek out and McDaniel calling Tua out in the media, things feel tense again. The locker room that used to buzz with confidence feels heavy. The criticism's pouring in from all sides, and fans can feel that weight too. Everybody's on the hot seat, Hill said recently, and he's not wrong. Because this isn't just about injuries, it's about the sense that everything built over the last few years could be falling apart. If Miami drops another one, this time to the Falcons, it could spell the end for McDaniel. And if that happens, it won't just be a coaching change, it could be the start of something new and uncertain. The real kicker? Hill's contract for 2026 is massive $36 million. If it's not restructured, he might be gone too. Thinking of Tyreek in another jersey feels unreal, but the NFL can be as cold as it is unpredictable. Meanwhile, the sportsbooks already have Miami as 7.5-point underdogs at home. That stings. But this is when fans prove who they are. And if anyone out there thinks Tyreek's fire is gone, they clearly don't know what it means to be a Miami Dolphin. While fans are still processing Hill's absence, a new storm's brewing, and it's coming straight from California. You ever hear a rumor that starts small and ends up shaking the league? Well, here we go. Word around the league is that the 49 ERS have their eyes on two of Miami's defensive cornerstones, Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips. Yeah, you heard that right. Two key pieces of our pass rush could be on San Francisco's radar. And for a team desperate for stability, that's the last thing we need. The reason? The Niners are in panic mode. They lost Fred Warner and Nick Bosa for the season. It's like pulling the engine out of a Ferrari. And when a team that aggressive feels the ground shifting, they start looking south toward Miami. Albert Breer from Sports Illustrated dropped the bomb. The Niners are exploring trade options and see real value in our guys. He even mentioned Chubb and Phillips by name. You know what that means? Conversations might already be happening behind closed doors. Here's the real debate. Do you cash in now or stand your ground? Chubb's expensive but brings leadership and presence. Phillips is young, still climbing, and represents the future. Losing either one, let alone both, would hit the core of a defense that's proven it can be elite when healthy. So, here's the question I'm throwing at you, do we trade talent for draft picks, or do we fight to keep our foundation intact? Longtime fans know this story too well. Miami's made these kinds of trades before, giving up rising stars for future value, and more often than not, it backfired. It's that same frustrating pattern, trying to plan for tomorrow while losing today. And it's not just numbers, it's emotion. You rip leaders out of that locker room right now, and you risk breaking the spirit that's barely holding this team together. Then again, some folks think maybe this is the time to shake things up. Cut weight, clear cap space, start fresh. Both sides make their case, and the fan base is split. Half want a full rebuild, half want to fight now. Social media is a war zone. Don't touch the defense. One fan yells, "Enough waiting for tomorrow." Another fires back. Meanwhile, the Niners are just watching. They know how to strike when teams are desperate. And Miami has to decide, fight with what's left or start over, no matter the cost. The thing is, every move here decides more than a season. It defines what kind of franchise this really is. And trust me, this fan base won't take another rebuild lying down. And while all this unfolds, injuries, rumors, uncertainty, there's one thing eating away at the Dolphins from the inside. Friction. It's like this ghost that won't leave, no matter the season or roster. Since McDaniel took over, it's been the same cycle: tons of talent, tons of promise, but just when it matters most. And 2025 is no different. The numbers don't lie. According to Spotrac, the Dolphins are among the league leaders in dead money cash tied up in players who are hurt or gone. $111.90 million sitting on the sidelines. You heard that right, over $100 million that's not touching the field. That's like playing with one hand tied behind your back. It affects everything: strategy, practice, morale, even how the players take the field knowing their stars aren't there. Look at this list. Tyreek Hill on IR, $27 million on the books. Xavier Howard released, still counting for nearly $16 million. Jalen Ramsey traded, another $15 million. Terran Armstead retired, almost $8 million. It paints a brutal picture of a franchise paying big, but getting no return on the field. And fans have seen this movie before: 2022 when Tua went down. 2023 when the defense crumbled before the playoffs. 2024 when injuries choked any shot at a comeback. So what about now? Miami's 1-6, near the bottom of the league, and the numbers say it could get worse. How do you compete when your biggest investments are in rehab instead of practice? How do you stay focused when every week brings a new name to the injury list? It's the kind of grind that wears even the most loyal fans down. Some are starting to wonder if it's bad luck or something deeper in the team's preparation and management. But here's the thing. This kind of crisis also reveals character. It's in the pain where leadership is forged. Maybe this is Tua's test. Maybe McDaniel's. Maybe it's the moment where the guys still wearing aqua and orange decide what kind of team they want to be. When the talent fades, resilience takes over. And the question shifts from who's going to win to who still believes. If you look close enough, you'll see it's some of the greatest comebacks in NFL history started exactly like this. When everything seemed lost, when the critics laughed, when the locker room refused to quit, maybe, just maybe, Miami's got one of those stories left in the tank. Because one thing's for sure, the pain is real, but the Dolphins spirit never retires. At the end of the day, being a Dolphins fan was never about easy wins. It's about resilience. Through injuries, doubts, and chaos, what stays unshaken is this fan base's fire. Every setback is another chance to prove what belief really means. So now's the time. Stand tall. Wear that aqua and orange with pride, and say it loud, it ain't over. Now tell me, do you still believe? Drop a comment, hit that like, and subscribe to show the world that Miami pride never